All right, everyone, welcome back. We're ready for another deep dive, and this time we're going to tackle something pretty fascinating. Have you ever heard of the Speedy Economic Forum?
The Speedy Economic Forum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've come across their work, actually. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad you're familiar with them because they're doing some really incredible things. Basically, they're all about crafting these forward-thinking policies, but get this, they leverage all the cool advancements in science and tech to improve things on like every level. Social, environmental, you name it.
See, they call it right. Social, environmental, and economic factors all intertwined.
Yeah, see, I mean, it's a pretty ambitious goal.
Totally. I mean, who doesn't want a world with more peace, security, and sustainable development? But what I find really intriguing is their approach.
Right. What stands out to you?
Well, it's their focus on youth. They're
Mhm.
all about youth-centered, community-driven economic growth. They're not just sitting in some ivory tower dictating solutions. They're empowering people at the grassroots level to be the change makers.
It's a totally different way of thinking about economic development. So tell me about the person behind all of this. Who's the driving force behind the Speedy Economic Forum?
So the founder is Dr. A.K.M. Hai. He's based in Canada.
Oh, wow, Canada, eh?
Yeah, and he's this super interesting guy. He's a natural scientist, but he's also a policy analyst.
A scientist and a policy wonk. That's quite the combo.
Right. It's like the perfect blend for what Seth is trying to do. I mean, his commitment to sustainable development and making sure economic empowerment is equitable, benefits everyone, is really inspiring.
I bet. So he basically created CEF as a way to bring all these great minds together, share ideas, do research, and actually create policies that make a difference.
Exactly. And they've got this initiative. It's called the Center for Speedy Scientific Research and Economic Development.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
Yes.
Speedy Scientific Research and Economic Development. Huh? What's that all about?
SSRE, they call it, and it's like this powerhouse under the CEF umbrella. Their whole focus is driving scientific innovation and economic growth, but with the goal of building resilient and equitable societies.
That's a big goal. How do they even begin to approach something like that?
Well, they break it down into 3 core objectives, and they're all interconnected. First, they're all about harnessing the power of advanced technologies. We're talking AI, biotechnology, renewable energy, the whole shebang. They want to see these technologies used to tackle some of the world's biggest challenges.
Okay, give me an example. How would they actually use, say, AI to make a difference?
Well, imagine using AI to predict and manage the effects of climate change on local communities. You could use it to identify areas most at risk of flooding, or to develop early warning systems for extreme weather events. Or you could use AI to optimize energy grids, making them more efficient and reliant on renewable sources.
Wow, that's incredible. So it's not just about the cool factor of the technology. It's about using it strategically to solve real-world problems.
Exactly. And their second objective ties right into that. It's all about youth-centered economic development.
Okay, so how does that work? Are they like setting up coding boot camps for kids?
It's more than that. Think of it as community-driven approaches to support young entrepreneurs. They're providing training, mentorship, resources, really giving young people the tools they need to become drivers of economic transformation in their own communities.
That's awesome. Empowering the next generation of leaders and making sure they're equipped to deal with the challenges of the future.
Right. And they recognize that none of this can happen in isolation. That's where their third objective comes in. Grassroots collaboration.
So they're not just parachuting in with solutions.
Away. They work directly with local communities, educational institutions, schools, colleges, universities. They partner with small businesses and social organizations. It's all about building these networks of economic opportunity that are inclusive and sustainable.
It sounds like they're really trying to create a bottom-up approach to change. I like that.
And they're serious about innovation. They're constantly looking for those cutting-edge research projects and technologies that have the potential to make a real difference, both globally and locally.
Give me some examples. What are some of the specific things they're working on?
Well, one of their key focus areas is research and development. They've got teams working on things like climate resilience, sustainable energy, health equity, and digital inclusion.
So they're trying to tackle some of the biggest issues facing humanity. It's great that they're looking at the whole picture, from the environment to social justice.
Yeah, and they're not just throwing money at problems. They're really facilitating groundbreaking research. Like, for example, I read about a project they're supporting that's using AI to analyze data and predict outbreaks of infectious diseases.
Wow, that could be game-changing.
Right, giving communities a heads up so they can prepare and respond more effectively. And that's not all. They're also really big on technology advocacy.
What does that mean exactly?
They're not just about developing cool tech, they're making sure that it's used responsibly and ethically. They're pushing for policies that ensure these advanced technologies are used in a way that benefits everyone and that they don't create new inequalities.
That's really important. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new tech and forget about the potential downsides.
Absolutely. And that's what I find so refreshing about the Speedy Economic Forum. They're really thinking about the big picture.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, the Speedy Economic Forum is really all about leveraging science and technology to create a better, more equitable future, with this huge emphasis on empowering young people and working directly with communities to make change happen from the ground up.
You nailed it. They're not just talking about solutions, they're actively working to make them a reality.
That's really inspiring. I think their work is a great reminder that we all have a role to play in shaping a more just and sustainable future. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, their commitment to ethical considerations in tech development is something we all need to be thinking about. These technologies are powerful tools, and it's up to us to make sure they're used for good.
That's a great point to end on. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive into the Speedy Economic Forum.
It's been a pleasure.
It's clear that they're doing some truly groundbreaking work, and I'm excited to see what they accomplish in the years to come. For all of you listening out there, I encourage you to check out the Speedy Economic Forum's website, learn more about their initiatives, and think about how you can be part of the solution. Until next time.